All right, Prem Football Talk. What's up, Mike?
Back
Back in
at
the
it again,
continental
Sean.
United States, is that right?
That is right. Here we are in the frigid Northeast.
Loving it.
It's certainly grayer.
Yeah, it is that. It is that.
I got off the plane and was like,
I was thinking about you because you got in on what, Saturday, and it was freezing on Saturday.
and it was just like cloudy and like sleeting out, and I was like,
I know. I was telling Grace, I was like, oh, I know Mike's flying in today. What a welcoming day for him to come in.
oh, what a night. Yeah. And then I kind of just slept the whole day because what else was I going to do?
Yeah. A lot of football's been going on per usual.
Yeah.
We had, nothing too crazy happened over the weekend, I guess, in terms of upsets.
No. Except United dropped points again.
United dropped points again. That's right. That was a strange one too. Who did they drop to?
West Brom.
West Brom. Big Sam. Gosh, it's hard to call those West Brom games. It's
Yeah.
they're just gonna pack the defense and just be very hard to break down. And sometimes it'll work, and then sometimes they've lost like 5 or 6, to 1, like since he's been in charge too.
If you concede early, it's kind of over for them,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's like, but if they hold on, then it gets tricky.
Yep.
Well,
And
City's sitting at the top pretty convincingly. 53
agreed.
points. They are now 7 clear of Man United. I think the biggest thing for City too is that Liverpool looks like they're out of it. Klopp even came out and said they're not in the title race. Take that as you want, but I think that's the biggest thing, because is Man United really going to catch City? I don't think this season.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
And that was a total capitulation by the Liverpoolians against Leicester.
Yeah, but respect to Leicester, they're having a great season. Leicester in third place, 46 points, tied with United now in the same amount of games. What a great run they've had, like the past 5 or 6 years.
From a team who just gets promoted. And now it looks like they're there to stay. That's really kind of the dream of every championship club, huh?
And they're not even so much a feeder club for the big teams anymore. Like that season after they won, remember you had Conte left, Drinkwater left. I mean, he hasn't turned out to be a very good player. But then Mahrez wanted to leave, ended up leaving the next season. It doesn't really seem like that's happening there anymore now, though. Like Vardy signed a new contract. Maddison seems happy there. Just a different feeling around them.
Yeah, I agree. And when they won that title in like 2015, 2016, somewhere about there.
16 sounds right.
I remember we were watching it and they were like, I want to say they were like first or second through like the first half of the season. And with my buddies at the time, we were like looking at their schedule, their fixture list to go. And I was like, they had a bit of a gauntlet to run.
Yeah, nobody thought a lot of people didn't even think they were going to hang on for top 4.
Right. But with the players that they have and have been able to replace them with talent behind them, I mean, it's really quite impressive. You got to tip your hat.
Yeah, you do. You really do. Who they beat out for the title that season?
Was that the Stevie G slip?
No, that was Arsenal got second that season. But was nowhere close. Like kind of everyone thought like, oh, this is going to be Arsenal's season, because all the big teams were not doing well and Arsenal was doing okay. But then Leicester went on that run and they just didn't even seem to drop points the last 10, 15 games of the season. They were really solid.
My point is, how did they accumulate that many world-class players as a championship league side?
I think you just get lucky, it's just the scouts pick up the players before they really, pop off. And then,
Yeah, because
you know,
Conte held down his Chelsea spot forever.
mm-hmm,
Mahrez is like an automatic selection for City.
mm-hmm,
Vardy could have went anywhere, and he chose to stay.
mm-hmm.
Drinkwater, I mean,
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
I know. Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, it reminds me of Dortmund a little bit, but Dortmund, unfortunately, it just seems like everybody goes to Bayern. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I
Although
wish
they've gotten
somebody could.
stronger. I mean, what Marco Royce came back. They got Sancho, Holland now. Obviously, like they're a strong team too.
They are. I really wish there was a team out there that could give Bayern a little bit of a push, because it almost seems like a formality at this point. The Bundesliga, you know who's going to win.
Mm-hmm. Not sure though. I mean, I'm not sure that will ever change really.
Yeah, we'll see. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. I would just like another team to kind of, you know.
I guess that's Dortmund right now.
I
But
think Leipzig is kind of
oh
that
yeah,
team.
Leipzig. That's right. And they have a big cash injection too.
That
Speaking of
might be
which,
the.
they play Liverpool in the Champs League. Champs League's back this week.
Oh yeah, you're right. The round of 16.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's always nice.
Yep.
Knockout.
The knockout. Yeah. Let's talk about before we predict the games for this week in the Prem. You want to talk about the top four?
We could do that.
Yeah.
Top one, I think it's all City all day long.
Yeah, they just seem to be a well-oiled machine at this point. I think this week will tell a lot, though. They got some tough fixtures coming up.
They do.
I'm gonna look that up. Actually, who
Yeah,
they play.
yeah, they got a tough slate of games. I remember looking at them and being like, okay, most like top four sides to play, top five.
Yeah,
But
let's
what
just.
they did to Tottenham was just kind of.
Yeah, Tottenham's really. They have not looked very good the last month or so.
Nope.
So Man City on Wednesday they got Everton at Everton, and then they go to Arsenal on the weekend. And you would initially think that's a slam dunk for them to beat Arsenal, but Arsenal they seem to beat City the last few seasons. They seem to be able to like get these random wins against them. So that'll be interesting. Then the next weekend they got West Ham, tricky, Man United, Fulham, Everton again. So they got some tough ones, but I'd be very shocked if they didn't win the title this season.
Yeah, they just look like they're just cruising now.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Top four. So the current top four is Man City, Man United second, Leicester third, both on 46 points, and then Liverpool is 6 points behind those guys and fourth with 40. Chelsea one back of Liverpool with the game in hand, 39. They're in fifth. West Ham in sixth with 39. Everton in seventh, 37. Villa, 36. They're in eighth. And then you got Tottenham with 36, and then Arsenal with 34.
Yeah. So what I see there is we'll call them places like 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Leicester's starting to put it a little bit more together, but I feel as though Liverpool and United have kind of faltered a little bit.
Yeah. The good thing for United is they still have 6 points over Liverpool, even after faltering.
Right. And Chelsea, if anybody, looks like they might be starting to turn it around with Tuchel a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. They're getting a little bit of a bump. I mean, and we all know how good their squad is. So
Loads of talent.
does Liverpool drop out of the top four? Is that a possibility? I think it's a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility.
So who out of okay, so we're gonna say City's guaranteed, right, to make the top four. So who out of these three teams, Man United, Leicester, or Liverpool, if any, will drop out for you?
Until Liverpool can get their defense together, they kind of have been worrying me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean yeah. I hear you. I can't see them. Could they really drop out of the top four, Liverpool? I just can't see it.
There's some tough competition for those top spots, you know.
West Ham have any chance for you?
I don't think they can unseat one of the I don't know. I think honestly I feel like Everton's squad a little bit more than I like West Ham's.
Mm-hmm. Carlo and Everton makes more sense in the Champions League than David Moyes and West Ham for me.
Yeah, sorry. No
Yeah,
offense to
sorry,
anybody
David
out there.
Moyes, but respect. He came all the way back after that
Mhm.
debacle at Man U.
Yeah, I just like their squad a little bit more, and I think they have a little bit more talent.
Mm-hmm. Aston Villa. Can Aston Villa get into the top four?
Aston Villa maybe looks like a 5 or 6 for me this season.
Aston Villa, 2 games in hand on Liverpool. 2 games in hand, and they're only back by 4 points.
Yeah, they rely a lot on Grealish, and I know he's a wonderful player, but if anything happens to him, I think they're going to struggle.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And then Tottenham on the same amount of points as Villa, but I don't see Tottenham getting. I don't think they're good enough. And then you got Arsenal, who is I just think they're too. So that Arsenal six back of Liverpool, believe it or not, that's actually crazy to think. Arsenal's
That
only
is
6 points back of the top four, but actually gets me a little excited. I almost want to say maybe they'll come back,
they're
but
so inconsistent. That's the issue.
they're so inconsistent. Although I'm letting God, their team, the team they put out yesterday was a good team. Good team.
Yeah,
You
I
like
think
Odegaard?
the
You like what you
the
see?
Odegaard signing I think really helps them.
I think so too. I think he could be a good player. I really hope they sign him permanently. I hope that happens.
Me too. And I know that there's no option, but if he likes it and it makes sense for both parties, hey, why not?
Yeah. Word is Ceballos. We can get him for 20 million in the summer.
Oh yeah, I like Ceballos.
I like him a lot. Did you see that pass to Bellerin for Bellerin's goal?
Oh, through the wickets.
Oh, that was nice. I mean, the movement by Bellerin to see that though too was really nice. They played together for Spain's under 21s, so they
look at
have that
that.
chemistry. But that little movement Bellerin made, and just man, that was nice. That was a really
And
nice
what if
goal.
for a right back, what a finish.
I know he has that in his locker. Like he could also spray him 20 feet over the bar, but I've seen him make.
Yeah, he can do that.
Yeah, I've seen him have some good finishings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I guess just analyzing it, I think really logically the only team that could usurp Liverpool for that fourth spot would be Chelsea. They're only 1 point back. They got a game in hand, and they got the squad. And Tuchel I like Tuchel. He seems like a good coach.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get to PSG by, and he was at Dortmund before that. Like he's got a good looking CV.
Mm-hmm. English is good too. When you hear him speak, I think
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes these managers come over that don't speak English very well, and it's got to be tough. How do you relate to your players? I mean, that's got to be difficult.
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah,
you need to be able to. I feel like in the modern game, you need to be able to speak at least a couple.
it seems that way, right? It seems like all these guys speak at least a couple.
Yeah, just for communication is everything.
Yeah, true. How many Wenger spoke like 6 or 7 languages, something like that.
Yeah, like that's impressive.
What an impressive person.
Yeah, the professor.
Football is art. I love that, man.
Yeah, I think Zidane does not speak English, so I think that was one of like the
That was
reasons.
always a thing, yeah. When they talk about him coming to the Prem, he doesn't speak English. I'd love to see him in the Prem, but I mean, you got to learn the language.
Right, right.
Yeah. All right, so that's our top four. You want to talk about some games coming up this week?
I would love nothing more, Sean.
Talk about some betting lines for our gamblers out there.
Let's get after it.
All right, so we got games today. As we speak, Sheffield is in a tie with West Ham. Later today is Chelsea Newcastle. We got a couple games Wednesday, and then we got a game Friday before the weekend. So we'll just go over the midweek games.
Okay.
Chelsea first up. Chelsea at home. They are minus 385 at home to Newcastle. Newcastle is a 10-1 dog.
Yeah, that's a big old line delay, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's good odds for Newcastle. I like Newcastle, and they have been playing a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But so have Chelsea.
Right. And it's at the Bridge, but I don't know. 10-1 sounds a little high for me.
It's very high. I don't think it should be that high.
No, that's like Man City against West Brom level.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I don't think that Chelsea have lost since Tuchel has taken charge.
I know they've drawn, but I think you're right.
Right.
I don't think they have. And let's remember too, if Chelsea wins this game, they are in 4th place. They jump over Liverpool. So they're talking about that right now.
Yeah, that's true. And you're right. They did draw their first time out after it was like a day or so after he got appointed. They drew Wolves.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I think that was it. That's a tough one. I kind of see this one maybe playing out to a draw.
Playing out to a draw?
Yeah, I think it has potential. A little bit of a trap game.
Wow, the draw is 5-1.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, I feel like they might be. It's a tough one to call. I know it's the midweek fixtures, a quick turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle have been playing better, and I wonder, when when Chelsea hits a little blip, and I think that could be this week.
I would like to see it, and Newcastle is full of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Willock looks good. Willock slotted into that side nice.
Mm-hmm.
Our Arsenal boy. Almiron looking really good. Scored a couple goals, I think, last time out. Man, that's a bold pick to go draw. You got a score for that, by the way?
Give me ones.
I'm not feeling as bold as you. Although I like Newcastle, I'm going to go Chelsea. Just with that motivation of getting into the top 4, I think that's massive.
That is big.
It's at the Bridge. Maybe they will slip up in an upcoming game, but I don't think it's this one. I'm going to say Chelsea 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that too. Yeah. I'm just looking at, maybe this is the opportunity. Newcastle's been playing well. I don't know. I do see where you're coming from with the whole top 4 place in the balance. So yeah. I could see them dispatching them.
We'll see what happens. Next one, we move to Wednesday. Burnley. I like this game. We talked about this before the show. Burnley is plus 175 now. Fulham plus 180. The draw plus 215. I'll start. I like Burnley in this game, and I like Burnley here because they have an extra day's rest. So they had a good win on Saturday at home. Fulham had a good win, but on Sunday on the road. Now this game's, like I said, is at Burnley, so Fulham's got to travel again, quick turnaround. Burnley's got the extra day rest and is at home. I think this is a really good betting game for Burnley. I'm gonna say Burnley wins this one 2-0 with the plus 175 odds.
I like everything you said there, and I really think because Burnley is a good ways away from London, I think that even plays more into their favor.
Yeah. And I can't remember who Burnley beat. You could keep talking, but I just want to pull it up, see who they beat over the weekend.
Yeah. Fulham beat a good opponent at the weekend too. Who did they just knock off?
Fulham.
Everton.
Everton, right. But Everton had that weird lineup, no Calvert-Lewin. Richarlison played as a 9. So Gertson was out on the wing. It was a bit of a strange one. But, they still won. They still won. You still got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So Burnley beat Crystal Palace 3-0. 3-0
Wow.
on Saturday. And Sunday, Fulham beat Everton 2-0.
Yeah, apparently the goal scorer for Fulham, I think it was like Maha. I think he had a
Yeah.
brace in his debut.
Yeah, I saw the second goal. It was a bit strange. It was like a long range shot from I'm not sure who, but then just bad goalkeeping, went off the post, and he had a tap in for the second. And then the first one I think was maybe like a really good finish from him. So, and they
Yeah, I
had more
kind of like.
possession. They outpossessed. I know Fulham likes to play with the ball, but they outpossessed Everton too that game.
Yeah, I kind of like Burnley in this one as well,
Yeah,
and they play well at the Turf Moor as well. They're home.
yeah.
Give me Burnley 1-0.
All right, so we're both going Burnley with the odds, which means this has to be our value pick of the week, right? We agree the
Yeah,
odds are in our favor as well. So value pick of the week, Prem Football Talk,
you
plus
heard it here
175 on
first.
Burnley. Heard it here first.
That's a
$100
good.
wins you 175. Come on, over
That's not too.
100% profit.
Yeah, that's hard to shy away from now, isn't it?
All right, we'll see how we do on that. But I feel good about that one. It's one of the better ones I felt about. Also on Wednesday, we got Everton against City. This is a big one on Wednesday. Everton plus 750 at home. Man City minus 278 on the road. The draw is plus 440.
I just think City. It's hard to pick against City at the current moment.
How can you pick against City?
And I think I agree with you. Carlo is looking ahead to his next couple games here with his squad selection at the weekend.
Yeah,
But
Calvert-Lewin's back. Calvert-Lewin is back as far as what Carlo said in the pre-game press conference.
I just think City has just too much for anybody at the current moment.
Yeah, I agree. It just comes down to scoreline now.
Yeah. I like Everton a lot, so with giving some respect to them, give me a 2-0 scoreline.
Okay, for City.
Yes.
I'll go 4-2. I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be some goals here. I just think that Carlo Pep matchup too is exciting, and hopefully will provide more goals. I mean, it's not like Everton's gonna pack it in, and I think they're gonna try to play, and it should be a more open game. So I'm gonna say
That's a good
4-2 City.
I like what you said there. That's a good point. Two of the better managerial minds in the game.
Yeah, should be a good one to watch. But yeah, I think we could both agree that City is just too strong, and they just kind of remind me of those past title winning seasons where it's like you're waiting for them to drop points possibly, but it never comes. They just keep steamrolling teams. They're just so focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then the last one would be the Friday game. So we got Wolves at home plus 160, Leeds United plus 185. Good mid-table clash here.
Yeah.
The draw plus 225. This is a toss-up, huh?
Yeah, that's a tricky one. I'm glad you're going first.
It's a toss-up. I like Leeds. I mean, Leeds have been playing really well. Bit of a strange one last time out against Arsenal. And Wolves won the last time out, I want to say.
I believe you're right.
Let me try to find that game. Wolves' last game up. Well, anyways, yeah, I think Wolves won their last time out, and I believe they have an extra day of rest as well. So I'll just go Wolves based on that. I'm going to go Wolves 2-1 here.
Okay. I also see it as a toss-up. So I'm going to place myself firmly on the fence with a 2-2 draw because I think there will be goals, leads. They get after it, and I just can kind of see them battling back and forth, and in the end, kind of to a stalemate.
Yeah, it should be a fun game to watch, though.
Leeds usually makes it entertaining.
It's so fun to watch Leeds. Yeah.
There's always goals.
Yeah, he Marcelo Bielsa, he had a quote the other day. He said something like, "I'd rather finish 12th and play well than finish 8th and not play well."
I see where he's coming from because, I mean, if you're in the mid-table, you're in the mid-table. You might as well play some attractive football that can kind of win you some PR points. Maybe get some players who want to play that style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In future, they might want to move on.
This is a battle for the top 10 too. Just looking at the table, so Leeds is in 10th now. Wolves are in 11th. Wolves are 2 back, so Wolves could jump over Leeds with this one.
And you gotta love it if you're Leeds because you're staying up.
That's all that really matters at the end of the day for these guys.
You're playing with house money at this point.
Yeah, they are.
And I like watching them play. So let's go 2-2 in a lively, exciting contest.
Sounds good. Well, there we go. That's our picks. Title looks wrapped up. Top 4 looks interesting. It'd be mad to see Liverpool drop out of the top 4. I mean, what if they won the Champions League and secured their spot that way?
Yeah, I mean,
that has happened recently. Chelsea did not finish the top 4 and won the champs. Yep.
Yeah, and who was their manager at the point? Well, he was like a caretaker manager. His name escapes me.
Yeah. Oh, I could see his face too.
Me too. He's like a Spanish guy.
I know who they sacked. They sacked Villas-Boas. And then he was the assistant, and then they fired him. They fired him after.
Yeah, he wins the Champions.
Chelsea is
only at Chelsea, man.
Only at Chelsea. Literally only at Chelsea, and Real Madrid too. But Chelsea's even worse with it.
Yeah, and I haven't heard from that manager since.
Villas-Boas?
No, Villas-Boas was at Marseille, and that has been a whole debacle.
He quit based on a transfer. He said he didn't want the player to come in, and then he quit after they brought him in anyway.
Did you hear about the whole storming of the team facility, though?
I did, yes. Like, a little bits and pieces. I didn't, read into it. Tell me about it.
Yeah, apparently the fan supporters groups at Marseille are just out of their minds. And I guess they were protesting the direction the club has taken. For those who are uninitiated, Marseille is in the south of France, and their president is a Parisian from the north, so there's a little bit of a culture clash there.
Okay.
Team hasn't been doing well. The president can't keep his foot out of his mouth, and they're trying to do anything and everything to get him out. And apparently they stormed the training ground, and it got kind of up close and personal. They allegedly stole, Villas-Boas came out and was trying to I guess calm people down, because I guess at their facility all the players kind of have dormitories there too that they can stay, and it sounds like a pretty frightening situation. They snatched his briefcase, Villas-Boas, and took all his papers, just threw them. Apparently it was just mayhem.
Jeez.
So I think he's done with that.
Yeah, okay. So that makes sense why he quit.
Yeah.
It's not worth your life.
Those Parisians, I mean, those French can get pretty passionate out there. So
does Payet still play for them?
He does.
Does he? Imagine if he was still at West Ham. Maybe they would be a top 4 contender. He was nice with it. Man.
Those free kicks?
His step overs?
He was a good player. I mean,
he scored some amazing goals.
Phenomenal goals. Yeah. Interesting player.
Yeah, very interesting. Strange situation. He had that whole contract dispute and then ended up going to Marseille. Just, I don't know, strange.
Yeah, hard to, I feel like it's a little bit of like an attitude thing going on there.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way, doesn't it?
I mean, I don't like to conjecture, but that's what we're here for.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Good stuff. We'll talk more tomorrow. Maybe we'll think about the top 6 tomorrow. Cover all the
Okay, maybe we
European
can.
spots.
Let's do that. We'll see
Yeah.
where we think teams will, when the music stops, where everybody will be sitting.
All right, bud. Till tomorrow.
All right, Sean. See you
All
then.
right.